The Blues are back home, 5 games on the road, and it was a successful road trip. We'll tell you all about it as we welcome you to the Ancient Owl pregame show and inside the broadcast booth. Howdy, partners. It's Western Day here at the ballpark. Addy and I dressed up in our festive wear.
Best we could.
Yeah, best we could. I'm not a very Western guy, so I put on what I could. This is actually one of my roommate's flannels. This hat that I have, it was just in my living room. I don't even know whose it is. So I did the best I could.
I think coming to SLO, I really had to get my Western style up. So I got some boots on.
There you
Try
go.
my best.
There you go. Hum you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this road trip. You obviously were on the road with the team. We had some technical difficulties, so we want to apologize for that. But we're back home at Sinsheimer. Everything should go smooth for hopefully the rest of the season. But first, let's talk about this trip. The Blues have now won 9 games in a row. This is my 3rd year with the Blues. This is the most games in a row I've ever seen them win. And it's really because of a couple different reasons. Let's start out highlighting a specific player. It's the CCL Pitcher of the Week, Spencer Gallimore.
Yeah, watching Gallimore pitch was really exciting to say the least. Number one, as you mentioned, the Blues have kind of been on this winning streak, which totally changed the atmosphere in the dugout for sure. All these guys are just on fire. They're happy to be there. And you can really see that kind of spill into Gallimore's pitching outing. He went 7 innings against the San Francisco Seagulls on their 2nd game of that series, so the 2nd time they had played them. And it was electric watching him out there. You know, you could kind of trust him when he took the mound every half inning. You could see that his teammates did trust him when he, stepped out there. He went three up, 3 down a couple of times in that game and in the innings that he pitched. So, yeah, overall, I mean, great outing for the pitching in general this whole weekend. It's been really exciting to watch.
A team that has now won 9 in a row. Gallimore in that game, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, a walk, a runs given up, but 14 strikeouts, which is a Blues single game record. This is a Blues pitching staff that has been on fire. This game against the Crawdads on Sunday, which they won, was the first time all year long the pitching staff hasn't put up double-digit strikeouts. As a team in conference play this year, they're averaging over 15 and a half strikeouts a game. It's elite stuff from the pitching staff.
Yeah, and on that last game again on Sunday, I mean, the team had already played 4 games on the road. They're in their 5th. It was hot. The atmosphere was way different than kind of what they had been used to all week long. So it was definitely, a little bit of it was a different game all around that Sunday. You could tell the guys were just tired, kind of ready to get back to Sinsheimer, take on the Stompers here today. So I think it, once you get to that 5th game, it's a little hard.
Yeah, that was the vibe I got from a lot of guys in batting practice today. Fun road trip, obviously a lot of fun when you win a lot of baseball, but it was long, grueling.
Yeah.
3 cities in 5 days, playing some ball, and a team that's just playing at such a high level right now. But the last time they lost a game, which feels like so long ago, it was against the Sonoma Stompers team. It was a 7-2 loss on the road in a Tuesday midweek game. It's been 2 weeks since the Blues have lost a game, 2 weeks today. So looking to right some wrongs. These 2 teams have played in their last 3 series, have split every series, a 1-1. The one exception to that is when the Blues traveled up to Sonoma last year. The Blues took a loss in the CCL wildcard game, but it's been a kind of a back and forth affair between these 2 teams. But the Blues are just on fire recently.
Yeah, no, and especially going into Walnut Creek, the Blues were prepared to play some tougher baseball going into that. So I think taking both of those games was huge for the mentality on the team. To be able to come out of not only finish the weekend there, knowing that was going to be their toughest of the week trip, definitely has, I think, a good mentality going into this game especially.
This is a team with the Blues that is batting over 300 as a squad with an 840 OPS, averaging almost 8 runs per game. I mean, the offense is there, but then not only the defense and the pitching. I mentioned the strikeouts, an ERA, a sub-3 team ERA in conference play, a 1.08 whip. Like, everything is just clicking for this team right now. You could say the only area you could kind of knock on them is their defense. They've made a few errors here and there. throughout the week and throughout the season. But, you know, they're running well, they're hitting well. It's just, I feel like this team right now is so hard to stop.
I think a lot of that has to do with the lineup. We've kind of seen a very similar lineup throughout all 5 games over the weekend, even bleeding into the previous series against Menlo Park Legends here at Sinsheimer. We've seen, you know, maybe the order moved around, but a lot of the same guys are appearing in that lineup and on the field, and I think that they've really just started to click as a team with that kind of consistency.
Between the top 4 batters today, which are Cesar Chavez, Cutter Gage Webb, Brennan Comerford, and Miles Mader, all 4 batters are batting above 350, with Mader and Cutter Gage Webb batting in the 400s.
Yeah.
When you have that type of offensive production, regardless of where they are in the lineup, good things are bound to happen, and we've seen that for the Blues this season.
Yeah, I mean, and you could see it this weekend too. It was, you know, hits all over the place. You know, the moments in the games where they were getting those hits were also super effective. We saw the first grand slam for the Blues season in Kyle Becker on that first series against the San Francisco Seagulls, which was really exciting. You know, we knew the Blues know how to get players on and then capitalize when they are. So batting all around has been really exciting to watch.
Yeah, you see guys in the middle or late part of the orders. Mason Ashlock is batting 7th today. He hits the ball super hard. Dom Nahar, who led off the first 7 games of the season for the Blues, is batting 9th today. He's acting as a secondary leadoff man. Suzuki's been moved around. He bats 5th. So the Blues have had this luxury where they have so many good hitters up and down the order. And I was talking with hitting coach Rene Regalado today. He said it's a luxury, but he's glad he's not in the head coaching spot. It makes Dean's life hard. It's like, where do you play all these guys, right? We don't see either of the Colorado Mesa guys who joined the team for the road trip in the lineup today. Colorado Mesa played in the Division II Super Regionals and were a few hits away from making the Division II World Series. Yeah. And those are 2 guys who had over 150 at-bats and batted over 350, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've definitely been able to see them settle in, especially the infield. You know, at the beginning of the season, it was a little, you know, up and around. We were waiting for guys to get back, and I think we've kind of really had a solid infield. We've seen Cutter Gage Webb in that shortstop position pretty consistently. CJ Moran, we haven't seen him move much besides, you know, his one outing in center field on Sunday. So, you know, players have really been able to settle into their spots, you know, both on the field and in the lineup. So it's, it's a solid team down there.
Speaking of settling in, the Blues are going to welcome a new pitcher to the mound today in Connor Mendez, making his debut. And it makes sense that he's making his debut. He was playing this last year with Oregon State, one of the top-ranked teams in the entire country, whose season just wrapped up very, very recently. Mendez didn't have his best year at Oregon State, but Oregon State is a dominant team. They have a dominant pitching staff, and he threw 12 times this year for them, 21 innings. So he was getting playing time for one of the elite pitching staffs in the entire country, which speaks volume regardless of what the numbers really look like.
Yeah, and it's always exciting to kind of put another pitcher out there because, as we've mentioned, you know, the pitching staff has been really dominant all season. So to add someone else to that lineup, it's always exciting to see kind of how they do with the team, how they play against other teams in the CCL. And yeah, I mean, Oregon State's a household name, you know, when it comes to baseball. So it'll be exciting to kind of see what a pitcher like that produces here at Sinsheimer.
Yeah, he's a big guy, 6 foot 215, originally from Pasco, Washington. He spent a year at the community college level with Lynn Benton, and as a Roadrunner, he was named a 3rd-team All-American, which got him a nod to play Division I ball. That year, he had a .69 ERA in 78 innings pitched. I mean, talk about domination.
Yeah, I mean, I can't lie. It'll be fun to kind of see how he works with Miles Mader, who will be behind the plate today, and, you know, just the rest of the infield.
Yeah, a lot of new names. We mentioned the 2 Colorado Mesa guys who won't be in the lineup today. That's Joey Blank and Tate Blossy. Other names, Lucas Shannon has joined the team. Cesar Chavez we saw last weekend, but he's relatively new and had a very, very good week on the road. And then, you know, some other pitchers who were excited to have with the team, Trey Leckrone, who we saw throughout the week. So players are continuing to flood into this already what feels loaded team. I mean, just in the outfield, you got, you know, Nahar, Chavez, Becker, Moran, who could play a little bit of first, Ashlock. It's like, what do you do with all these guys? Not to mention, you know, Jake Hicksonbaugh, and I'm sure I'm missing some. Like, there's just so many good outfielders, so many good infielders. I mean, even though we have 5 good catchers, Anthony Marnell joined the team today, who's an exciting-looking catcher, batted .260 this last year at SDSU, so a solid bat at the Division I level. It's just, what do you do with this team?
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of like the beauty of summer ball is, we get to see a lot of these guys play, so no matter who maybe your favorite player is or, you're looking to see them take the field again, most likely you will, and that's got to feel good for, all the fans here, the coaching especially, to know that, no matter who's going out, you're almost always putting your best foot forward.
Yeah, I know one of the big things for this team right now, and it's something that Dean Traynor loves to have and had the luxury for the last couple of years at EJ Royal. They haven't found a clear-cut leadoff batter. Cesar Chavez will lead off today. He did not do that at home last week when he made his debut. I'm not sure if he did over the weekend or over the week on the road, but we'll see what he could do out of that leadoff spot. He had a pretty solid week on the road. Overall, this team has really just been hitting. I mentioned those first 4 guys who were just really dominant. Between them, 12, 20, 26 hits over the week between the top 4 guys in the lineup today.
Yeah, we saw Moran take most of those leadoff spots over the weekend, which he did when he played at University of San Diego. So not completely surprising there. Kyle Becker led off the first game, which was against Menlo Park, their 4th time playing them in a row. So, yeah, we still see Moran, in the lineup, so we'll see, what he does. But he has been hitting in that number 1 spot pretty consistently.
Yeah, he did struggle this week. He's getting an opportunity today, which is why, but we see him move down because of the struggles. He was just 3 for 26 on the road this week. The only Blue to play in all 5 games, but he did hit a home run over the week. So definitely some production, less production than he probably hoped, getting an opportunity. Talking with Rene Regalado, Moran's one that they like in the middle of the order, but he's a guy with USD this last year who hit leadoff in every single game for them. Yeah. So kind of interesting to see what happens with him, where he's going to shake out, but he's a good player. Expect good stuff from him. He'll pick it up a little bit. Well, that's going to do it for the H and Owl pregame show. When we come back, we will have first pitch and starting lineups for both teams. At community college after redshirting a year.
It is the principle of the San Luis Obispo Blues to foster a family-friendly atmosphere, allowing have a trio.
Baseball's back at Sinsheimer as the Blues look to extend their win streak to double digits. It's Western night, and it's 9 in a row for the Blues, who started this winning streak 2 weeks ago when they took down this very same Sonoma Stompers team at Arnold Field up in beautiful Sonoma County, California. Ryan Giacomini, Addy Daudet, welcome back. We're so happy to be back here at the ballpark after a grueling but fun road trip where the Blues won all 5 games. Let's take a look at the starting pitcher today for the San Luis Obispo Blues. He's making his debut, and it's Connor Mendez. 3 colleges for Mendez. Started at St. Martin's, a Division II school, then went and played at Lynn Benton Community College, and now a Beaver at Oregon State at the Division I level. He's a good pitcher, man, playing at the Division I level, at the high Division I level, after posting a very good ERA at both St. Martin's and Lynn Benton. Is a guy who can really throw it and fill up the strike zone.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting to kind of see him. Another pitcher in the pitching lineup for the Blues. They've been very dominant all season long. So just to add to that with a Division I player from Oregon State is going to be really exciting. It'll be exciting to see how he pairs with the Sonoma Stompers and how his defense kind of feels with him in front of him.
He had a 2-3 record with 8 appearances, 7 of those starts, 26 innings pitched, 24 hits, 21 runs. They were all earned, 11 walks and 21 strikeouts. Let's take a look at who he's going to be facing for the Sonoma Stompers. It's going to be led off by the center fielder, Chase Taylor. Tino Vassell will bat second, Hunter Carlson third. Wesley Bass making his debut, cleans it up. Misael Uriparo bats fifth. Trent Keys and Angel Garcia will bat 6th and 7th. Garcia, the DH. Connor Johnston bats 8th with Bryson Ayala, rounding out the starting 9 as announced by manager Zach Pace. Out of the windup, here's the first pitch, and it's a called strike at 6:09 p.m. It's 65 degrees and sunny.
Beautiful day for some baseball back here on the Central Coast. The Blues up in the northern parts of California, kind of San Francisco, Menlo Park, Walnut Creek area. Weather was a lot different. It was a lot hotter, a little bit more humid. The air was a little bit more still out there. And now they're back kind of the weather they're used to.
It's an 0-2 count to Chase Taylor. Mendez pumped in the first 2 pitches, both for strikes. This one's going to miss up and away. Taylor this season for the Stompers is 9 for 31. 1 extra base hit. It was a double. currently a Husky with the University of Connecticut, better known as UConn. Curveball swung on and missed. Oh, it's fouled off. Mader's trying to argue that he caught it. And it's going to be ruled a foul ball as Dean Traynor meanders his way out of the dugout.
Traynor not afraid to step out of his dugout.
Not at all.
When he believes he needs to, so might see that a good amount. We saw it quite a bit over the 5 away game series.
And we saw the benches clear these last time these two teams played. It was the last time the Blues lost 7-2. Already some controversy between these two teams, and he gets the strikeout on the next pitch. Taylor goes down swinging. First out of the inning comes by way of the K. Again, a Blues pitching staff that has played and pitched in 17 games and has struck out 10 or more in 16 of them. The only one this Sunday game against Walnut Creek, where they recorded just 6.
I think that'll be a huge testament to see how Mendez kind of pairs with this pitching staff, if he kind of can keep up that same strikeout range.
Another lefty, Tino Vassell, will step in, no relation. A Don with the University of San Francisco. 5 extra base hits this summer for Tino, the third baseman today, batting in the 2-hole. Big curveball that doesn't come back into the zone, and it's 2-0.
We saw San Francisco have a pretty good season this past 2026 NCAA season for them. They ended up losing to St. Mary's, who actually went to the UCLA Regional with the local Cal Poly team.
And they were the #1 team in the West Coast Conference, but they couldn't get it done in the tournament, did not get a at-large bid. 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vassell, a native of Pleasant Hill, California, is batting .276 this summer. Stompers playing in their 11th CCL game today. The Blues, their 13th. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the day for Connor Mendez in his debut. Let's take a look at who's going to play behind Mendez, who already has 2 strikeouts. In the outfield from left to right, it's Dom Nahar, Cesar Chavez, and Kosei Suzuki. In the infield, first to third, Moran, Alves, Cutter Gage Webb, and Brendan Comerford, with Miles Mader behind the plate and Ashlock, tonight's designated hitter. A 6 o'clock start. It's the first of 6 in a row for this Blues team. 5 of those 6 will be right here on their home grass. These two against Sonoma. 1 game on the road against the Academy Barons. That game will be down in Compton, California. We'll have the broadcast for you, no worries. And we come home. 3 games against 3 separate teams. The Philippines Baseball Group on Friday, the OC Riptide on Saturday, and the Santa Barbara Foresters on Sunday. 6, 4, and 2 o'clock starts, respectively.
Yeah, it's got to feel nice for both the fans and the players to kind of have a little bit of a home stretch. A couple, one-day trips, as you mentioned, to Compton.
Curveball called strike, loops it in. And Mendez is a strike away from striking out the side in his debut inning. Struck out Taylor. He led off the game. Tino Vassell also struck out, both swinging. This is Hunter Carlson, the backstop, and the third left-handed hitter of the inning. And he strikes out swinging. How about 3 bottles of hot sauce in Mendez's debut inning as he strikes out the side. Through a half inning, it's the Stompers, none in the Blues coming up. Mendez strikes out the side to start the game in his debut. And the Blues bats are coming up. They are going to face off against the starting pitcher for the Stompers today. It's Jake Andres making his third start of the summer. He's a fastball, curveball, changeup guy. He struggled a little bit to start the year, but it's very small sample size. 7 runs given up in 3.2 innings. Also a Don from the University of San Francisco. Let's take a look at who he's going to face in the Blues lineup. A little bit of mix and match today. I mean, again, there's so many good players. It makes it hard for Dean Traynor to write in a lineup every day. Cesar Chavez is going to lead it off. Cutter Gage Webb bats second. Comerford bats third. Mater will clean it up. Kosei Suzuki and CJ Moran are in the middle of the order, 5th and 6th. Mason Ashlock, the designated hitter, bats 7th with Alves and Nahar, rounding out the order. A team that has won 9 in a row, looking to make it 10 today against the Stompers, and off to a good start. Here's the first pitch to Chavez. It's a fastball that misses upstairs at 90 miles an hour. Outside, Dean Traynor coached alongside Brian Traynor, the pitching coach, Rene Regalado, third base coach and hitting coach, Paul Teixeira, first base coach and assistant coach with Scheitz Garcia and Randy Kozar, rounding out this incredible staff that has put together 9 wins in a row. Chavez takes a high strike. Chavez, 3 years as a Golden Eagle as he fouls it back. In the transfer portal now. Looking for some Division I ball as a grad transfer with 1 year of eligibility remaining.
We saw Chavez hitting a lot in that number 2 spot over the course of that 5-game series. So stepping up number 1, where CJ Moran and Kyle Becker had been for the most part.
Called strike 3 to Cesar Chavez. Threw 4 batters in this game, no balls put in play. That brings up Cutter Gage Webb.
Number 10, the shortstop, Cutter Gage Webb.
We'll take a look at the defense that plays behind Andreas. Bass, Taylor, and Johnston are the outfielders, with Keys, Uriparo, Ayala, and Vassell on the infield, and Carlson behind the plate. First pitch is dropped by Carlson. That's ball 1 to Cutter Gage Webb, who over the road trip, very good trip, 8 for 15 with a double and 3 runs batted in, boasting an average above 400 through about 30 ABs. Moves the hands and takes a ball inside.
Webb also pretty dynamic in that shortstop position over the 5-game series. You can really trust him in that spot.
2-0, fastball right there for a called strike. Looked very, very smooth so far up the middle. Kind of become an everyday guy for the Blues. He played in He played in 4 out of the 5 games this week.
Yeah, the coaches were telling me they didn't want to take him out of the order. They felt they needed to give him a break, so they did. But yeah, it's nice to kind of have a guy.
Fouled at the plate. Hard to take him out of the order when he is going to produce like that. Over a 500 batting average in the week. Not a huge power guy. He did hit the first home run of the summer, though, for the Blues in Sonoma in that 10-0 win. 2-2 misses, or is it called strike 3? Slightly delayed by the home plate umpire. Andreas is picking up right where Mendez left off in the top half as Brendan Comerford waltzes to the plate.
Comerford maybe the most consistent in terms of where he plays on the field and in the lineup. He's been hitting in that 3 spot, hitting 3 spot all weekend, except when he took a little break against the San Francisco Seagulls. But also playing third base. We've seen him there almost every game. Really settled into his spot.
And every game he started at home this year, he's batted third. First, this one gets up and in near the shoulder and hits Comerford. First base runner of the game is going to come on a hit by pitch. This Miles Mader a chance with 2 outs. Comerford looks to be okay.
Coming up next for the Blues, number 48, the catcher, Miles Mader.
See what the Blues can do with a 2-out hit by pitch. Mader hit a home run over the road trip. Takes a first pitch for a called strike. Remember, it's a 3-pitch mix: fastball, curveball, changeup. Comerford off first, leads the team in stolen bases. Dancing, doesn't go, in the dirt. He has 8, which leads the way. Tied with Jake Hicksenbaugh, who didn't travel with the team this week. Outside, it's 2-1.
Comerford making
next up from Indiana. Comerford goes, pitches a curveball. The throw down is not in time. Comerford swipes bag number 9. See now if Andreas decides to work around Mader with a base open and Suzuki on deck.
Comerford's feet kind of getting up there on that dive into second. Tag almost to his toes, but was able to avoid it.
Called strike, and the count runs full. Mader reaches, Suzuki's going to come up. Mader is batting .462 this summer. 1,154 OPS. As Mader is going to call time at the plate.
A lot of action coming right across from him over at second. Comerford doing his best job at distracting the pitcher in this full count.
Swung on a miss. Mader strikes out as Andreas strikes out the side. 7 batters through the first inning, and 6 of them go down by way of the K. Through an inning full, it's 0-0. Nothing after an inning. Both pitchers struck out the side. Mendez, the starter for the Blues, making his debut, struck out Taylor, Vassell, and Carlson, all swinging. And he will now face the middle three in the order, starting off with Wesley Bass, making his debut this summer for the Sonoma Stompers. Bass, a Panther from Georgia State in the Sun Belt Conference. Hit .313 this last year. First pitch is fouled off. He's teammates with Hunter Carlson, who's also a Georgia State Panther. And when I was doing my research yesterday, it looked like they were up at Lake Sonoma enjoying a day out at the lake. What better, honestly?
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Can't be. It's got to be pretty hot out there, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, it's always hot in Sonoma. As this one's fouled off.
Ball off on the first base side. Kids, you can run after that if you want. Foul ball sponsored.
Bass behind 0-2. A very good start to this game for Connor Mendez.
Not surprising, Sonoma Stompers hitting in that, is ranked number 3 in the CCL North right now. The Blues number 1 with the Alameda Merchants in between them. So we can expect a pretty competitive game, in which we already have.
Fouled off once more. Mendez threw 14 pitches in the inaugural inning, striking out 3 batters. Blues will welcome in the second place Merchants a week from today for a 2-game series. Another 0-2 to Bass. In the dirt, Mader gets in front of it.
Mader, one of the many catchers on this Blues team. We've kind of seen a lot of them sprinkle in here and there. Jack Riddell played over the weekend in the first half of that 5-game series. Kevin Spears also in the squad for his debut against the San Francisco Seagulls on Thursday.
You got a bunch of guys for sure. This is normal for Dean, having a three catcher rotation. It looks like it's probably going to be Mader, Spear, and Josue Garcia maybe. I didn't see him here at the ballpark today, but Anthony Marnell, who's a catcher at SDSU, welcomed today as another strikeout. Mendez gets his 4th. Wesley Bass goes down swinging, another victim. It's a Blues pitching staff that strikes out 12.57 batters per 9 innings pitched. And it's definitely staying true today. 4 strikeouts through 4 batters for Connor Mendez. Here's Misael Uriparo. Left-handed hitter as he swings and misses. Bass, the only righty so far in the order, facing the right-handed pitcher Mendez. Swung on and foul tipped into the mitt. It's very quickly 0-2. Lineup today for the Stompers only has 3 right-handed hitters. They went very lefty-heavy against the flamethrower Mendez.
You can see the hot sauce being yelled from the crowd. We saw a lot of that over the weekend as well. The Blues bullpen yelling hot sauce every time there were 2 strikes on the count.
This one misses up and away. Uriparo, 9 walks to his 9 strikeouts. 7 hits so far this season in 28 at-bats. Swung on and missed. 5 batters, 5 strikeouts for Connor Mendez. My, oh my. He took some tips from Spencer Gallimore, huh? He saw Gallimore get 14 strikeouts the other day. I think he's trying to break the record tonight.
14 strikeouts on 7 innings pitched.
Right now, if he pitches the entire game, he's on pace for 27 strikeouts. So.
We'll see.
If he strikes out 27, I'll buy you a beer. How about it?
Oh, I'll take it.
First pitch is a called strike to Trent Keys, another left-handed hitter. Keys in the portal after a year at the junior college level. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Mendez looking for his 6th strikeout in a row. He's 1 strike away from doing so. Keys are a Division I bounce back. Spent last summer with the Stompers as well. The 0-2 upstairs. A waste pitch from Mendez.
Another great starting pitcher for the Blues, and not to sell any of the other pitchers short. People coming in to relieve and close have done just as well for the Blues in that game. That Spencer Gallimore went 7 innings with 14 strikeouts. Zach Savino came in to close it out. He only had 1 strikeout, but faced only 4 in the 8th and then 3 in the 9th, so very effective at that.
The deuces are now wild to Trent Keys. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the second. Mendez still out of the windup. Swung on and missed. 6 strikeouts in a row to start the game from Mendez. Have yourself a debut, kid. As the Blues are going to come up in the bottom of the second inning, see if they can use some of this momentum on the mound.
Suzuki leads it off here in the bottom of the second inning. Fouls it off for his first pitch.
We've seen now 10 batters come to the plate in this game, and 9 of them have gone down by way of the K. 6 strikeouts for Mendez, 3 for Andreas. The only batter who reached base safely was Brendan Comerford, who was plunked on the shoulder blade. And just impressive pitching so far from both sides, but especially Connor Mendez. He's making his debut today.
Yeah, the Blues expect a lot from their pitching staff, so to see him kind of settle into that spot already so early on, good things for him.
It's 1-2 to Kosei Suzuki. 6 for 13 in his 3 games played on the road trip, and he's going to watch this one for strike 3. We're 30 minutes into this game, and nobody's put a ball in play. It's just been domination from the pitching staff.
Setting number 28, C.J. Moran.
For Chase Taylor out there, I mean, he could be picking dandelions. I mean, see if C.J. Moran can put the ball in play with 1 out and nobody on. Swung on and missed. A blue barrel whiffs past the baseball for strike 1.
Big swing from Moran there.
Moran, a West Coast Conference first team honoree after a good year with the Toreros. He takes called strike 2. Has struggled a little bit this summer, batting just 196 overall. Yeah, swung on and missed. Moran goes down on 3 pitches, 6 batters, 5 Ks for Andres.
For baseball fans, it's exciting to see this many strikeouts. For fans here to enjoy the game, not sure if they'll agree.
They want that blue score, you score pricing.
I'm sure they appreciate the hot sauce, but
yeah,
they'd like some blue score, you score, I'm sure.
Mason Ashlock takes strike 1. Ashlock, 205 average this year, a home run and 2 doubles, and he's very quickly behind 0-2.
Ashlock with a big hit against the San Francisco Seagulls in their second game of that 2-game series. He hit a double in the first inning, which scored the second run.
Slapped the other way, foul.
Against the Crawdads in the first game of that 2-game series. He didn't record a hit and didn't play in that second game, so it's been a couple of days since his last hit.
Swung on and missed. How about that? Both pitchers have struck out the side in the first and the second inning. That's something I've never seen before. We head to the third, it's 0-0. bottom three in the order, Angel Garcia, the designated hitter, will lead it off against Connor Mendez, who has struck out all 6 batters he's faced so far, all swinging as well. First pitch to the designated hitter is a called strike. On the other side, Andreas has done something very similar. He struck out the side in the first and the second. 3 of his strikeouts looking, 3 swinging. He did hit Brendan Comerford in the first inning. It's the only base runner of the game. Swung on him, fouled off, and it's 0-2. Mendez goes in, retrieves the ball from the grass as it bounced away from the catcher, Mader. Garcia listed as a catcher, but today, as I mentioned, the designated hitter. In the portal after a year at Coppin State. The 0-2, this one's chopped to third. Comerford has it, his throw's on the money. It's the first ball put in play of the game, and it's a 5-3 ground out.
Number 5, right fielder Connor Johnson.
There goes the strikeout streak for Mendez, but no hits yet in the game.
It's the top of the third inning. A little bit of a late start today. Almost 6:10 was when first pitch was thrown, 6:09 to be exact. First pitch is a called strike. We are 34 minutes into this game, and there has been 1 ball put in play. And it was just off the bat of Garcia who led off this inning. The 0-1 is a called strike too. Very quickly, the Knight from Bellarmine University is behind.
We've seen 1 runner on base and Brendan Comerford after being hit by pitch.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Connor Johnston, strikeout number 7 for Connor Mendez.
422, 2422. That's the program number that wins the SLO heat on Saturday. Bob Todd, the old cafe. 2422.
Now Ayala, the 9-hole, will come up. Mendez looking to sit the first 9 he faces down. Gotten up to 94 miles an hour with that fastball so far. First pitch is a slider, and it's swung on and missed by the right-hander.
Connor Johnston, the first Sonoma Stomper to go down looking. The 6 before that, all swinging from Mendez.
Shortstop takes the slider. This time it's outside. Ayala originally from Melbourne, Florida, not Australia. I had you for a second.
You really did.
Yeah.
I kind of got excited there. We've seen a lot of international guys in the CCL, so I was excited to hear another one.
Another slider. This one clips the zone. It's 1-2. Spent this last year close to home at Tulane University in the American Conference. Here's the 1-2. This one's hit on the ground to second. It's scooped up by Alves, who throws it over to first. A hard hit ball, but Mendez sits down. The first 9 all in order. 2 balls put in play, the first 2 of the game as we go to the bottom of the third on the SLO Blues streaming network. Alves, who made a good play to end the inning, will lead off the bottom of the third. It's a 0-0 ball game as he swings and misses over the top of the fastball. Ryan Giacomini, Addy Daudet. First game back since last Sunday. Blues spent 5 days on the road up in the Bay Area. Alves takes a pitch upstairs. Menlo Park, Walnut Creek, San Francisco / San Bruno. Back on the Central Coast. Called strike. The Blues won't go north for a little while. I believe their next road game where they have to travel north is the last road trip of the season, a 5-game trip in Walnut Creek and San Francisco in mid-July. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. 7th strikeout for Andreas, matching the Blues starter Mendez. Makes way for Dom Nahar. Not a guy who strikes out a ton. He squares the bunt, pulls it back, maybe trying to play some small ball. Blues just haven't put a ball in play yet, and they're almost a full time through the order, so that might be the recipe. Square it up and lay one down. He's going to swing away here, and he puts it in play. It's popped up. Shallow left field. Ayala is going to make the catch, but the Blues have put a ball in between the chalk lines. A beautiful day at the ballpark and some beautiful pitching so far. Only one base runner allowed by either starter through a little less than 3 full innings. It was Brendan Comerford who was hit by a pitch. Here's Chavez. He's going to watch a curveball for a called strike. Speaking of guys who are hard to strike out, Chavez is one of those. He had just 1 strikeout prior to today's game on the summer.
Explains why we've seen him in that top 3 spot basically all season long.
He only has 39 strikeouts and 433 at bats with Cal State LA. Impressive numbers. 1-1 is down low. They're going to appeal the check swing. No, we did not, says the base umpire, Justin Martin. He's joined with Jeff, Tonjes, and Brian Ashbrook, who will call the balls and strikes. The 2-1. Swung on and hit on the ground to Ayala. He's going to glove it and throw it to first in time to end the inning. The Blues put 2 balls in play in the third, but through 3 innings, neither team has put up a run as we're a third of the way through this game. No score through 3. Mendez, who's making his Blues debut, has struck out 7 of the 9 batters he's faced. It's the top of the order for the Stompers. Second time through here in the 4th inning. It's been a dominant pitching matchup from both sides. Surprising that he's been so dominant too, with such a lefty heavy. I joined those words, lefty heavy.
We could make that happen.
Yeah,
that's some new slang.
Put it in the dictionary, Merriam-Webster. But a lefty heavy lineup. 6 of the 9 players are left-handed hitters. 1-0 is a called strike, and it's evened up. Neither team with a hit. The lone base runner was Brennan Comerford, who was plunked by Jake Andreas and was stranded on second base. That was in the 1st. This one's tapped off the end of the bat.
The Stompers haven't shown more than 3 batters to the plate in any of the 3 innings that they've played so far. We'll see if Mendez can keep that under control again here in the 4th.
There's the 1-2. Curveball just misses outside. Taylor spent 2 years at Los Medanos College in the Bay Valley Conference before going all the way across the country to play at UConn, a Division I program. This one's in the dirt, and the count runs full.
Everybody clap your hands.
First 3-ball count of the day for the Stompers. 3 extra base hits this last year for Taylor. Not a huge power guy. We'll get on, though. Payoff. This one's chopped to third. Comerford gets some more work. His throw is in time. Second ground out to Brennan Comerford here today. It brings up Tino Vassell.
One kid to be in the Dizzy Bat race. This is your chance. Grab an adult, head on over, sign yourself up.
Spencer Gallimore
Number 21, Tino
set a slow Blues record by striking out 14 batters in a game. Mendez is already halfway there with 7 strikeouts through the first 10 batters he's faced. Curveball is a called strike to Vassell.
Not only is it exciting for the Blues staff to be able to see a pitcher be so dominant, but so consistent at the same time.
Another curveball. This one misses outside. Vassell, 5'10", 180-pound infielder. Today playing third base. As the 1-1 is sliced into left field. On the long run is Nahar, and he will make the catch for out number 2. $11 up, 11 down. Hunter Carlson comes up with 2 outs.
Haven't seen very long at-bats either so far against Mendez, besides that first batter faced Chase Taylor, where the count ran full. We haven't seen a lot of balls fouled off, and if we have, it hasn't been for too long before he sits them down.
49 pitches for Mendez. The first pitch is a ball. Carlson, an athletic family. Mom, cross-country runner at Michigan Tech. His dad played baseball at St. John's, University of Minnesota. Sister plays soccer at North Texas. Carlson, Division I baseball player at Georgia State. 1-0 is a called strike. Spent a year as a shocker with Wichita State, where he had a subpar year. Transferred to Georgia State in the Sun Belt, where he's batted at 290 with 200 at-bats. This year, batting just under 400. As he's going to take this one outside 2-0. 2-1, excuse me. Originally from Hudson, Wisconsin, a rising junior backstop. Struck out his first time up. A 2-1, misses upstairs. It's the first time Mendez has been in a non-full count 3-ball count. He's behind by a lot here. Risking giving up his first base runner. Curveball called strike. Full count with 2 outs now to Carlson. A slugger. Third on his Division I club in doubles and home runs, 12 and 7 respectively. Looking to avoid striking out for the second time as he fouls it into the netting behind home plate.
Mendez has faced the 1-2 batter so far in this inning. Carlson being the third.
Left-handed hitting catcher Mendez with 7 strikeouts through the first 11 batters he's faced. This one's hit hard and foul. Carlson also drove in 48 runs this year to lead his squad. This one's popped up and foul. Longest at bat of the day.
Mendez, Carlson making me eat my words there.
Makes sense. Second time through the order, you see the starter a little bit better. You saw a couple pitches the first time through, and you could tell that Carlson definitely has a better grasp on the pitches. He's trying to straighten something out in the full count. Out of the windup, Mendez comes to the plate, and it's fouled off once more.
Carlson not wanting to go down easy here in the fourth with 2 outs already on the inning.
Making Mendez work for it. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. 11 straight retired. Fouled back again. 11th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Has worked Mendez's pitch count all the way up to 60. This will be pitch number 60 right here after a very efficient first couple of innings.
Yeah, it's moments like these where he has to work back through a count and then work with a batter who's willing to swing the bat. Really shows the kind of pitcher he can be, and you can see the pitching staff watching him.
Swung on and missed. Mendez wins the battle. Strikeout number 8 on the day for him, and he's faced the minimum through 4 innings pitched. To the bottom half we go. It's 0-0. Blues put the ball in play for the first time in the third inning, are still looking for their first hit. It's Cutter Gage Webb will lead off the inning against Andreas. 38 pitches through his first 3 innings, making quick work of the Blues. As this one's popped up, shallow left field, a long run for Bass, but he will now camp under it, flash the leather, and make the catch. Blues did not put a ball in play for the first 8 batters of the game. Now have put 3 in play in a row. As here comes Comerford, the only player on either side to reach base safely in this game.
Third baseman, number 2, Brendan Comerford.
Shadows start to hide some of the field as Comerford takes the first pitch away for ball 1.
Comerford gets on base with a hit by pitch. He steals to get to second, but the third strikeout of the first inning from Miles Mader sends him back to the dugout.
Mader waits on deck. Comerford, in his 3rd season with the Blues, is having his most productive summer. Upstairs, 2 balls and a strike now. Leads the team in hits with 21 as well. He leads in doubles with 8. Swung on and missed, big hack. Comerford in the portal. Year at Gonzaga, 2 years at Ohlone. It's up and away. It's a full count.
Comerford watching 5 of his teammates strike out after he reached base in the first inning.
Upstairs, Comerford reaches base safely for the 2nd time as Andreas stumbles on his landing. So Comerford, 2 times he's reached base safely. Everybody else playing baseball today, none. Shoot, I've reached base safely the same amount of times as everyone other than Comerford.
They might need you. Are you ready?
I was joking with Dean Traynor today that I saw the lineup and he had me batting 8th, and I think I should be batting 4th. He laughed me off. Yeah, I can't hit anything. I can hit water if I fell out of a boat. So you don't want to see me anywhere in the order. I promise. Check back over. Comerford dolphin dives, full air extension to get back in time.
I'm not sure he was even expecting that.
He's been dancing over there. He's shown off the speed this summer, and he did it in the first inning. Dirtied up the jersey as Mader is going to pop up the first pitch he sees. It's foul ground as Vassell will make the catch over the shoulder for out number 2.
1 pitch, 1 out for Andreas.
Brings up Kosei Suzuki, one of the 7 strikeout victims for Andreas, which is something Suzuki did a good amount last year. He struck out a lot, provided some pop and some spark. At 12 strikeouts and 91 at-bats. It's actually a pretty solid number. This year he has 8 in his 44 at-bats, but he had just 1 on the road trip.
Yeah, home run against the Crawdads.
Another check back over to first as Comerford dives back.
You can see him smiling all the way around the base pads as he touched home.
Always has a smile on his face. Good energy. Comerford dances. Doesn't go. Suzuki takes outside, 1-1. Struck out looking in the second. Hit up the middle, and that's going to get down. First hit of the day. Comerford around second. It's bobbled by Taylor. He's going to get the wave around third, and now he's going to hold up. It's a good decision. He might have been safe as it was bobbled around by Carlson, but smart not to risk it with a good hitter and Moran on deck. Suzuki moves up to second on the throw to the plate, and it's 2 in scoring position. There goes the no-hitter for Jake Andreas.
Batting now for the Blues, number 28, CJ
Suzuki being able to dominate when he needs to. 2 outs on the inning with the runner on. Second time that's happened so far in the game. Suzuki being able to make something happen.
Construction, New Times, Mustang Private Wealth, Movement for Life, other sponsors include
Little meeting on the mound, trying to settle down the pitcher, Andreas. His first time with 2 runners on in the first hit against him so far in the game.
It's Mike Nunez, the pitching coach, former pitcher at Sonoma State. It's where Hawk Hill pitched before Sonoma State's athletic department went under a couple of years ago.
Blues travel for a one-night stand in Compton against the MLB Barons.
CJ Moran, a left-handed hitter, comes up with 2 on and 2 out.
A bunch of baseball for you from now until the end of the week.
Blues fans start to clutter around the beer tents looking for those Blues score, you score pricing.
You can watch those away games at Ancient Owl as well.
The long meeting concludes. Moran drove in 4 over the week and weekend on the road. Has driven in 9 total runners this year. 2 down. First pitch misses upstairs. Carlson snow cones it in his mitt. Anything that squirts away from Carlson, Comerford will surely take off for home. And a running stance with no hold at third. Called strike. 1-1.
Comerford, an aggressive base runner. You saw him almost go home there after the hit by Suzuki. Held up at third, but an aggressive base runner at that.
2-1.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on,
Suzuki, first hit of the game for either team. He stands on second. Comerford on third. He walked. Swung on and missed. A changeup. Swung on over the top. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 runners on. The 0-0 ball game. Both pitchers have been dominant. Moran struck out swinging for the second out of the second. Looking to capitalize with 2 outs. Swung on and popped up. This one's going to be playable for Uiparo and the outfield, and he will make the grab to end the inning. The Blues threaten with 2 on and 2 outs, but they'll leave them both stranded. And through 4, there is no score here at Sinsheimer. Middle of the order due up. Wesley Bass, Misael, Yuri Pero, and Trent Keys are the three who will face Connor Mendez here in the 5th inning. The Blues threatened with 2 base runners in scoring position and 2 outs, but unable to capitalize, and it remains scoreless through 4 full. First pitch is spiked in the grass in front of home plate. Bass is a Panther, originally from Marietta, Georgia. Didn't travel too far to play Division I ball at Georgia State. Making his debut with his bat almost completely vertical. Swung on and missed. Well, Bass has an uncle-in-law who plays in the MLB. It's Will Smith. It's not the catcher for the Dodgers, but the relief pitcher who actually won 3 consecutive MLB World Series with the Braves in 2021, the Astros in 2022, and the Rangers in 2023. He made history becoming the first player to win 3 World Series with 3 different teams in 3 years in a row. Good guy to get some tips from. Maybe even take some live at-bats off of.
Yeah, I was going to say.
1-2 is swung on and missed. Mader's going to tag him out. Strikeout number 9 for Connor Mendez to start the 5th inning.
2469 heads to marketing tent. Their program, and then they head back home with a bottle of slow heat from Bonton.
Hunter Carlson and Wesley Bass, the 2 Georgia State guys in the order today for the Stompers, are 0 for 4, where they both struck out. Both times they've come to the plate. Blues pitching staff recorded 19 strikeouts a little over a week ago here at the ballpark, as Misael Yuri Pero takes a strike.
Looks like Mendez trying to break that record.
Yeah, and we're almost exactly halfway through the game right now, and they're on pace. This one misses away. Funny enough, the same Miles Mader was the catcher for that game as well.
So maybe he's good luck.
Or probably not. I would say less luck. Mader, if you ask Mader, he'd probably say it's because he calls the right pitches in the right situations. I get Yuri Pero to swing over the changeup for strike 2.
Fans yelling hot sauce. Looking for that number 10 strikeout on the day.
Yuri Pero, 1-2, swung on and missed. Give him 10 already. There's 2 outs in the 5th inning. Domination from Mendez.
2551, go to the marketing tent, get your bottle of Bonton. Here's number 3, Trent Keys at the plate.
Gives Trent Keys a chance. 2nd season with Sonoma. Reached base 19 times in the early season. This one's slapped back. The first baseman is in a hole. Mendez has not had to come out of the windup yet today. It's a sign from Mader. Out comes to the plate. Swung on and missed. 11 strikeouts for Connor Mendez, the 3rd time he struck out the side in order. And we're halfway through at Sinsheimer. The Blues bats look to build some momentum. Well, the Blues might catch a break halfway through here at Sinsheimer. Jake Andreas is done for the day after throwing 4 innings and giving up just 3 total base runners. They'll face Alec Murray, who's been very good this year, but it's a new pitcher not named Jake Andreas, so they might have a chance to put some hits together, score some runs. Like I said, we're halfway through the ball game already, and there's no score. He's going to face the bottom 3 in the order, started by Mason Ashlock, the designated hitter, as the first pitch is swung on and missed.
It's interesting because if you look at the 2 games these 2 teams have played against each other so far in the series, pretty high-scoring games. The first one was 7-2, the Stompers taking that one, and then 10-0 with the Blues winning. And both of those games, you saw a lot of the runs scored later on in the night. The Stompers scoring majority of their runs in the last 3 innings. The Blues with that 10-0 run kind of scoring pretty periodically, but much different than what we're seeing today.
0-2 slider misses away, and the count is now 1-2. Murray, a rising sophomore, 6'6", 235 pounds, Fordham University, who's making his 3rd appearance of the summer, no earned runs, and is 6 1/3. Ashlock hits this one back up the middle, and it's going to get through. A leadoff knock here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Mason Ashlock. 2nd hit of the day for the Blues.
It's sometimes hard from our position up here in the press box to really get a gauge of what some of the guys look like, but you definitely can tell that Alec Murray is a big guy on the mound there. 6'6" is, your pitchers are always pretty big, pretty tall, but he looks like quite a force up there on the mound.
Vassell plays in now on the grass with Alves up. He squares, takes it back, and has to spin out of the way to not get hit by the pitch. Alves saw the field twice during the road trip, once just as a pinch runner. The other time it was a start where he went 0 for 5. Squares up again, and it's fouled off. Alves looking to advance the runner, Ashlock to second base with Nahar, and then the top of the order coming up after that. Alves looking to successfully lay down a bunt. He's going to swing away now and whiffs through the fastball.
Alves getting off a extra long road trip himself before the 5-game series. He was up in Nevada watching his younger brother's high school graduation, and then drove all the way back to SLO and turned around and drove right back up in that kind of direction.
On the ground to second. Yui Paro goes to second for 1. The throw to first is not going to be in time. Tough to get Alves out on the double play ball with good speed, and he reaches on the fielder's choice. Gives Dom Nahar a chance. Same situation that Alves just had, but now there's an out.
Batting now, number 23.
Nahar put the first ball in play for the Blues of the entire game in the 3rd inning. It was a pop out to shallow left. Hit and run on the first pitch, and it sneaks through. Alves is going to go first to third as it's bobbled around by Taylor. 2 hits in the inning now for the Blues, and it puts them on the corners.
Nahar setting that one right over the second base bag. Neither shortstop or second baseman able to get the ball. Alves already taking off for second, gets himself all the way to third on that hit and run. Nahar now at first.
Brings up Cesar Chavez, who's drove in 8 this summer. 2 hits in the inning. The Blues have now racked up 3 in this game. Good speed at first and third, for that matter, as the first pitch to Chavez is taken up and in. Blues had a little bit of momentum in the 4th inning at the plate when they put 2 on with 2 out. C.J. Moran ended the inning by popping up. Now 2 on with just 1 out. 1-0 to Chavez. He squares up and pulls it back. Carlson's going to go out and talk to his reliever Murray.
Oak and Otter, Old San Luis Barbecue, LB Design Group, and Ozone Landscaping with Central Coast Synthetic Turf.
Murray this last year at Fordham made 15 appearances. Struck out 12 and 18 and a third. Behind in the count, 2-0. Swung on and hit the other way. It's right at Johnston, who's going to make the grab. Tagging up from third is Alves. He's going to score. The Blues break the tie. A sac fly in the 5th.
Coors Light, $3 banquet, and $4 Field Recordings wine, both sides of the ballpark.
Nahar stays on first with that sac fly out to right field, but brings in Alves. You can hear the fans quite excited for the first run here at Sinsheimer.
Makes way for Cutter Gage Webb. A run in for the Blues. Job well done by Chavez.
First run scored about an hour and a half into the game.
Runner goes, swung and fouled back.
Big dive by Nahar to second, but he'll retreat back to first.
Nahar led his team in stolen bases in 2025. Also good for second in the California Collegiate Athletic Association. 44 bags in 2 years at the D2 level. Plenty of speed, as it's a fastball for a called strike. Cutter Gage Webb, a Owl from Rice. Spent a year with Texas State where he redshirted. He's 0 for 2 today, and it's an 0-2 count. Pitch is up and away.
Webb has been in the lineup pretty consistently since he got here. His first at-bat being against Sonoma on that away series 2 weeks ago. And you can't always hear him when you're up in the press box, but being down closer to the field over the week, you can really hear what a leader is out there on the field.
Popped up, and it's going to sneak into the grass behind home plate.
50 kids all scrambling for it. Somebody gets it. Our thanks to our free foul ball sponsor tonight, Calcareous Vineyard.
Looking to see if the Blues can do some extra damage here in the 5th inning. Broke the deadlock for the sac fly by Cesar Chavez. Nahar's off first in a 1-2 count. Cutter Gage Webb standing in the left-handed batter's box. Neutral stance, waggling the black bat as he fouls it in and out of the mid of Carlson.
Webb will stay alive, making Murray continue the at-bat, his first inning, Murray's first inning so far in the game, after Andreas went the first 4, facing 14 batters.
Do another 1-2. This one's fouled away. Another 1-2 coming up. Cutter Gage Webb, one of 7 strikeouts to Jake Andreas. He went down looking in the first. He also flew out to left field in the 4th inning. Blues have put together back-to-back solid innings and have capitalized with a run here in the 5th. Runner goes. It's swung on and missed. Strike 3 to Cutter Gage Webb, and that will end the inning. The Blues do get a run, however, a sac fly on 2 hits, and they finally break the 0-0 tie, looking to win their 10th in a row here at home.
Tennis ball.
Well, maybe the Stompers get a break here in the top of the 6th inning, as Connor Mendez is done for the day. He threw 5 innings, gave up no base runners, and struck out 11. And he hands the ball over to Bryce Padilla, making his 3rd appearance. He holds a 1-1 record, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned, 5 walks to his 4 strikeouts. Down low to Angel Garcia. Padilla, a Bronco from Santa Clara. Spent 4 seasons there, including his redshirt year. Only thrown 5 innings with the Broncos. This one misses downstairs. Ball 3 to Angel Garcia. 3-0, and it's a 4-pitch walk. First Stomper to get off base is Angel Garcia. Connor Mendez, who's on a pitch count, which is why he got pulled out, throws 5 perfect innings, and Padilla ruins it with 4 pitches.
Padilla's last time on the mound for the Blues was over the 5-game away series, being the first of the series on Wednesday, June 10th against the Menlo Park Legends. It was the 4th time the Blues were facing the Legends in a row. He went 3 innings, faced 9 batters with 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and just 1 hit. The Blues came out on top of that game, the score being 5-1.
Given up 1 run in both appearances. Johnson shows bunt, but pulls it back in time and takes it for a ball. Looking to manufacture a run here in the 6th after the Blues scored the first run of the game in the bottom of the 5th. Comerford way in on the grass. This one is fouled off again. Now Johnston will have to swing the stick with 2 strikes. Padilla received a decision in the 5-4 loss against the Cal Expos. They gave up a run in 1 inning. Swung on and fouled in between the wickets. Also received a decision when he pitched at Menlo Park. Won that game. Through 3 innings, 1 hit, and 1 run. It's going to be another 1-2 offering to the right fielder, Johnston. Swung on and skied into left field. Nahar does not move too much, just shuffles to his right, and will make the grab for the first out. Sun kind of glaring right at his eyes. Shadows have consumed, say, about 2/3 of the field.
Batting now for the Sonoma Stompers, number 47, Bryson Ayala.
A little bit of cloud coverage starting to pour in. Some late evening fog coming from the coast. First pitch is hit the other way. Alves is going to slide to try to keep it in the infield, which he does, and it's going to be a hit. First hit of the day for the Stompers as the Blues go 5 1/3 through a no-hitter through 5 1/3, but it's going to end right there as Ayala nubbed that one the other way. Alves had a chance to make that play too and save the no-hitter.
Dive took him into shallow right field, or a slide, I should say. He got ahead of it, which was the original point, but possibly could have attempted to throw over to first.
Top of the order now, Chase Taylor, who's 0 for 2. First pitch misses outside.
Some movement from Angel Garcia, who's over there on second now in scoring position. Got on from a walk.
Cutter Gage Webb lightly holds. This one misses away. It's 2-0. Padilla struggling a little bit here coming out of the bullpen. Rio now.
In Padilla's last appearance at Sinsheimer, he was the 5th of 7 pitchers for the Blues. They ended up losing that game 4-5.
Rio, get me over fastballs, called a strike. To the Husky, originally from Concord, California. Second is Garcia. Ayala off first. Padilla in the stretch. Fresh out of the bullpen. And he's going to walk the bases loaded with one out. Moving to third is Garcia. Ayala moves to second. And here comes Brian Traynor to have a chat with the righty. Nobody getting loose right now, just a football getting tossed over there in the bullpen. Padilla's going to have to work out of the trouble he caused himself.
Very different game than the first 5 innings. Light and day, if you will. The bases already loaded after going hitless in the first 5 with no runners reaching base. We'll see what he can do facing the number 2 batter, Tino Vassell. There's only 1 out on the inning.
Looking for a pop out, a double play ball, or a strikeout here. Best opportunity by far for the Stompers with the bases loaded and 1 out. Tino Vassell, the left-handed hitting third baseman, will come up. Corner infielders in, middle infielders double play depth. Playing behind Padilla, who misses with the first pitch. Vassell, a strikeout in the first, a flyout in the fourth.
Solid infield behind Padilla.
Swung on and missed.
We've seen Moran and Webb and Comerford pretty consistently in those positions. Alv's the only one who's been rotated a little bit. We've seen Murillo at second quite a bit.
Fouled into the parking lot. Advantage to Padilla, looking for a strikeout with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Blues took a 1-0 lead on a sac fly in the bottom of the 5th. Stompers looking to bounce back immediately. Out of the windup. Slider, called strike 3. Big pitch there from Padilla to get the second out of the inning.
Big out for Padilla. He really needed that right there. Couldn't really risk a high ball if that mid into the outfield wasn't shallow enough. There was potential for a tag up by Garcia, who stands on third.
Carlson has struck out twice today. First pitch is a slider that breaks too far. Carlson, originally from Hudson, Wisconsin, played in 2 different mid-major conferences, the Sun Belt and the American Conference. So misses low. Those 2 with Georgia State and Wichita State, respectively. Spent last summer with the Wasu Woodchucks in the Northwood Leagues. Did not see a lot of playing time, just 15 at-bats where he recorded 4 hits and 3 runs batted in. It's a 1-0 Blues lead. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-0 count. Called strike. Fastball clips the inner part. Decent sized crowd after the Blues have been away from home for 9 days.
It's officially summer here in SLO as well. The high schools are out, so is Cal Poly.
Popped up, left field. Nahar seems to have a beat, and he will make the catch. Padilla gets himself out of a self-created jam in the 6th inning, and the Blues will maintain their 1-0 lead. To the bottom half we go on the SLO Blues streaming network. Bottom of the sixth inning, Blues lead it 1-0. A good job getting out of the jam by Bryce Padilla.
The Stompers still scoreless going into the sixth. The Blues with 1 run, which they scored in the last inning.
Comerford will lead it off, followed by Mader and Suzuki here in the bottom of the sixth inning. He's hit by pitch in the first, walked in the fourth. Only batter on either side to reach base twice in this game. The 0-1 misses away. Comerford, a very productive week on the road, 7 for 17 with 4 extra base hits. 1-1, fouled off, had it timed up as it went straight back.
Comerford looking for his first hit on the day. Despite that, has been one of the more successful Blues hitters so far in the game.
Comerford takes a 1-2 in the dirt, but they're going to say he went around to drop third strike. Comerford is going to get tagged out. First strikeout for Brendan Comerford on the day. Second for Alec Murray, who came out of the bullpen to relieve Jake Andreas. Brings Miles Mader to the plate. Mader, the backstop today. Batting cleanup. Called strike. 3 at-bats with Indiana. Went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Third-ranked catcher in the state of Georgia. Traveled a few states north, maybe a little east as well. As he crushes this to left. Does it have it? Yes, it does! A home run for Miles Mader to double up the lead. Second home run of the season for Mader, and it comes at a huge time.
Looking at $3 Coors Light.
104 off the bat.
Coors Banquet.
Almost 400 feet into the bus depot.
394 feet home run.
Steak dinner for Mader. Not an easy ballpark to hit home runs at, but Mader does just that. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Suzuki. A huge moment for this Blues team that has been a little quiet offensively. That's their 4th hit of the game, and it's a big one. The 0-1 to Suzuki's in the dirt.
Of the 3 home runs we've seen here at Sinsheimer now, they've all been to that left field side. A lot to do with the wind that runs through, starting at right field and then all the way out to the bus depot where Mader seemed to have placed this one.
Suzuki reaches down to scoop this one foul.
Someone scared somebody in the portables. Thanks to our
Suzuki,
sponsor, the folks at Calcaria.
second season with the Blues, 3rd season playing summer ball, spent a year with the Port Angeles Lefties in the West Coast League in 2024. 1-2 in the dirt. Suzuki this summer, coming into today, batting .295 with a .760 OPS. Everyone in the Blues lineup 1 through 4 sporting a .350 average or better. Here's the 2-2. Thought about it, but he takes it for ball 3. An explorer with LaSalle University. Hit his first home run of his Blues career. It's last week on the road. As he swings and misses. 2 strikeouts down the inning, sandwiched around that home run from Mater. It brings up Moran.
Batting now for the Blues, number 28, C.J. Moran.
Moran, typically a leadoff batter for the Toreros of USD, but today batting 6th. Talking with Rene Regalado before the game, that's more primarily where they see him hitting for this team is in the middle of the order, provide a left-handed spark. First pitch is a called strike. Moran has struggled this season. Just 3 for his last 28. 4 for his last 30. The 0-1, that one misses away. It's even up.
Moran typically at first base, which he is today. But if you tuned in on Sunday, you would have seen him out there in center field. USD wanting to see him take an outfielder's position for a game.
Fouls this one away. According to Moran, that's what the plan is for him, is to play some center field this year for his Division I club.
Didn't see a whole lot of action out there. Flown out only once to center field.
1-2 is swung on and foul tipped into the mitt of Carlson to end the inning. So Murray strikes out the side but gives up the long ball to Miles Mater, and the Blues have doubled their lead here in the 6th inning. We go to the 7th, it's 2-0 Blues. Wesley Bass is going to lead it off. It's the middle of the order, due up against Bryce Padilla, who worked out of a bases-loaded one-out jam in the 6th, and now has double the cushion he did the last time he was on the mound, thanks to Miles Mader. First pitch slider is high and tight.
Bass has struck out swinging in both of his appearances at the plate. He was the first out in both times, and he's up here number 1 again.
Down low. Padilla, obviously got out of that jam in the 6th, but his control has been a little concerning. He had those 2 walks. He was in another 3-0 count that he did get an out in. And this is low. It's 3-0, and when the Stompers did hit the ball on pitches that were in the zone, it was either soft contact. He did get the 1 strikeout looking, but the 2 flyouts weren't hit that hard. Even the single was just a little dribbler, as he's going to take a strike. Bass. Making his debut with the Stompers. Already 0 for 2. Pair of strikeouts as he fouls it off, and Padilla has worked the count full.
Two different kind of pitchers here so far for the Blues.
3-2, swung on and missed. Works the count backwards to strike out Bass to start the inning. Strikeout number 13 for the Blues.
Third time Bass was the first out of an inning, all 3 times coming from a strikeout swinging.
Number 51, Misael Yoripero.
Brings up Misael Yoripero. One out and nobody on as he takes the first pitch low. Second baseman wearing number 51. The middle 3 in the order for the Stompers today are 0 for 7 with 7 strikeouts. Yoripero part of that as the Aces are free. Ball, strike, and an out. This one's flared the other way. Nahar shuffles over and will make the catch. Nahar has fielded 4 fly balls now in this game. There's 2 outs.
Interestingly enough, Yoripero has been the second out every time he's come to the plate, and Trent Keys, who is up to the plate now, has been the 3rd out every time he has come to the plate.
First ball put in play by the middle of the order today, as first pitch to Trent Keys is a called strike, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Keys in the portal after bouncing back from the Division I level. He takes a pitch inside. A year at San Jose State where he redshirted, followed by a very solid season in the Big 8 Conference with San Joaquin Delta College. A 1-1. It hits him in the back foot. It's a 2-out hit by pitch. Brings up the designated hitter, Garcia. Wasn't guaranteed to get a chance here in this inning, but will. Garcia, catcher, but as mentioned, the designated hitter, received a perfect game grade, of 9. Very impressive. That's out of 10. The 14th ranked catcher out of the state of Florida, top 100 in the nation behind the plate, according to Perfect Game in the class of 2024, as the throw back to second, or excuse me, to first is just barely not in time. Keys head first slide back in. Got him a Division I nod with his high school ability at Coppin State, but now in the portal after batting above 300 in his freshman campaign. swing and a miss on the slider, and it's 0-2. One pitch away from getting out of the top of the 7th is Padilla. Out of the stretch, his pitch home is a slider that misses outside. Garcia, a walk in the 6th and a ground out in the 3rd. Him and Ayala, the only 2 batters to have not struck out at least once today. 1-2 is flared the other way. It's going to go into the Blues bullpen.
Fouled over into the bullpen. Thanks to Calcareous Vineyard for sponsoring our free foul balls.
One and two. Keys off first. One of 3 right-handed hitters for the Stompers in the box as he ducks out of the way of a slider that would have hit him in the helmet. Garcia won a Northeast Conference Rookie of the Week award when he hit .461 with 3 doubles and 7 RBIs in May this last year at Coppin State, originally from Miami, Florida. B move to first is not in time. 2-0. The Blues lead it. Another throw to first is not in time.
Loaded him up in the 6th, couldn't get anything home.
Sorry. Keys being quite active over there on the base pads. Fakes to take second almost every time the pitch is thrown.
Swung on and missed. That'll end the inning. A hit by pitch is stranded on first, and it's time to stretch at Sinsheimer with the Blues up by a pair. New arm, it's Scotty Cato for the Stompers, trying to keep the lead at 2. He faces Mason Ashlock, who takes the first pitch for a strike. Cato pitched at Cal State Monterey Bay this last year through an inning and a third. Gave up 3 runs, just one of them earned. 2 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts, as his slider misses away. This year, Kato, this one misses away, has made 2 appearances on the mound. He's given up 5 runs in 2 innings pitched, 4 of them earned, 7 hits, no walks, and has recorded 1 strikeout as this one's hit into the gap, and it's going to get down. Mason Ashlock's going to try to stretch it into a double. The throw to second is in time. Johnston guns down Ashlock, trying to stretch his single into a 2-bagger.
Ashlock singles and is thrown out. 9-6 on
The ball beats Ashlock to the base by probably about 3 feet until he attempts to slide.
Dean Trainer's out of the dugout to talk to the base umpire, Jeff Tonjes. And I honestly, if you ask me, I think he has a little bit of an argument here, because it almost looked like Ashlock popped up from his slide and snuck his foot in there, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think it's going to get overturned because the ball beat him by 5 feet.
I mean, exactly the kind of slide you need right there from Ashlock. Try to sneak in there, maybe trip up the tag. But there's no replay or review here in the CCL. So I'm not sure what Dean Trainer could say to the third base coach to overturn the call.
It's definitely closer than I think it looked in real time, because the throw was to the left of the bag and the shortstop Ayala had to move all the way across, but the call is going to stand. Dean Trainer is going to walk back to the dugout. Teixeira sent him at first base. Maybe a bad send as Ashlock gets hosed. Good throw by Johnston nonetheless. Here comes Alves. 0 for 2 today, but he did score a run after reaching on a fielder's choice in the 5th. This one misses low.
Hey kids, if you did sign up for Footloose Frenzy and you have a wristband, you need to head over to the third base stairs. Footloose Frenzy's coming up.
I imagine if anyone feel like you can do it against this
Alves' second at bat here in the day. Third, sorry. He's had 2 at bats.
1-0, misses low. Alves is a guy who's struggled to get hits this year, but has done a good job to get on base. A 111 average, but a 346 on base. He has 4 walks and has been hit by a pitch 3 times. 2 hits as he times it up and fouls it back. For Alec Murray, he's responsible for both runs that the Blues have scored. He threw 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned, walked none, and struck out 4. Alves spent this last year at Butte Community College, where he hit .233. Check that, .223. 16 runs batted in, a couple of home runs, and 5 doubles upstairs. Full count. Nahar awaits on deck. He'll get a chance regardless. Last time the Blues played this Stompers team, they scored 10 runs. As Alves pops this one up, foul ground for Keys, and he will show the first baseman's mitt to the sky to make the catch.
At the plate now for the Blues, number 23, Dom Nahar.
Dom Nahar is up, 1 for 2 today. recorded the 3rd hit of the game in the 5th and his 11th of the season.
Thanks for joining us here on a Tuesday. Keep up on the second show.
Upstairs. Nahar, 2 years at the community college level with Cal State East Bay, a year or a summer, I should say, last year in the CCL with Alameda. 2-0. He was an all-star last year in the CCL, recorded a hit with a stolen base and a run scored in the all-star game, which has a new form this year. It's going to be on the 4th of July in Nevada. This one's hit well to left. It looks like it's going to stay in the yard as Bass goes back on it and will make the catch to end the inning. A high pop out will do it for Nahar as Kato comes in and sits down the Blues in order in the 7th. 2 more innings to go here on the SLO Blues streaming network. There's a new pitcher in the 8th inning looking to get a hold here. It's Mikey Rodriguez, pitcher from Youngstown State, who's making his 2nd appearance with the Blues. The first one came on the road this week when he pitched against the San Francisco Seagulls on Thursday. In that game, he gave up a hit and a run in 2 innings. First pitch is spiked in the dirt. There's a pinch hitter as well. Johnston is going to come out. He made the nice throw to get Ashlock, but it's Rylan Heckman. As Heckman hits this one hard, but off the bus that the Stompers came in. Heckman plays for Impequa in the Northwest Athletic Conference. That's a community college conference, but he did not play this last year. Originally from Gig Harbor, Washington. Ahead in the count, 2-1 against the new pitcher. As that one misses downstairs, it's 3-1. And that's going to be a leadoff walk. Rodriguez on 5 pitches to Rylan Heckman. And very quickly, Brian Traynor is going to come out to have a meeting with his reliever. You got to think that if this game stays close, Chance Jasso will come out in the 9th inning. He had 9 saves this year with the College of Sequoias. And he has 3 saves this summer for the Blues in his 3 attempts. So Rodriguez just looking to get him there, give him an opportunity to come in. Stompers still just have 1 hit. It was a dribbler that didn't even leave the infield in the 6th by Bryson Ayala, who's stepping in now. With the walk, that brings the tying run to the plate. First pitch is down and away. 6 pitches for Rodriguez, and 5 of them have been outside the zone as Jasso starts to get loose. Ayala, 6'5" infielder, not something you see all that often. Throw to first, not in time. It's becoming a little more common to see tall infielders, especially, I mean, some notable names at the major league level, like Ellie De La Cruz. Called strike. Blues looking for their 10th win in a row. The last time they lost was against this Stompers team 2 weeks ago. Swung on and missed. Chocolate mousse on the fastball upstairs, and it's 1-2.
Interestingly enough, that game ended 7-2 Stompers, so the history repeats itself. Stompers have to score 7 runs in the next 2 innings.
Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for this Blues pitching staff. It's the first for Rodriguez. 15th overall. This is a team that has just been dominant in terms of strikeouts. Double digits in all but 1 game this year, and had 19 as a staff just last week.
Up next, number 1, Chase Taylor.
Chase Taylor, the center fielder, is going to foul off the first pitch. 0 for 2 today, a strikeout, ground out, and a walk, first, 4th, and 6th, respectively.
Heckman just the 4th batter to make it to the bases in this game so far.
This one's hit well into right center field, but coming in is Suzuki, who's going to hop in to make the catch. Second out of the inning. First ball hit to Suzuki today. At least first out that he has recorded today. Brings up Tino Vassell. Vassell looking to extend the inning, give Carlson, who waits on deck, a chance. His team down by 2 runs. Blues scored on a sac fly in the 5th and a solo shot from Miles Mader in the 6th. First pitch is a called strike.
All 4 of those extra base hits have come in the 7th inning or later.
Sell, left-handed hitting infielder, hailing from Pleasant Hill, California. Rising sophomore at the University of San Francisco, on the ground to short. Webb's only play is at first, but the throw will be in time to end the inning. The leadoff walk does no damage. as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Blues looking to extend. Blues with a chance to extend the lead. Bottom of the 8th inning, Ryan Giacomini, Addy Daudet, joining you here on the SLO Blues streaming network. It's 2-0. Scotty Cato came in and faced the minimum, gave up a hit, but Ashlock was thrown out trying to extend it to a double. We'll hand the ball over to a two-way player from Cal State Northridge and a graduate of Las Vegas High School, Gage McCown, who made 12 appearances in the Big West at CSUN this last year, posted a 3.45 ERA. Only gave up earned runs in 4 of his 12 appearances this last year. As he pitches with a 2-0 deficit, and the first pitch to the leadoff batter, Chavez, misses.
Chavez with a sac fly in the 5th to give the Blues the first run of the game.
Up and away, 2-0. McCown has pitched on the Central Coast in the last couple of months. They played Cal Poly, about a 10-minute drive from here. Through 2 innings, walked a batter, and no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, an efficient 23 pitches. CSUN, a team that was battling for one of the final spots in the Big West tournament, but fell just short as they dropped a series to the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara late. 3-0 is going to be a called strike. Cutter Gage Webb, and Brendan Comerford are the 3 due up in this half inning. 3-1. There's a called strike 2. McCown has worked back into the count. Chavez 0 for 2 today, a strikeout looking, a ground out, and then drove in the first run of the game for the Blues on a sac fly in the 5th. Add that one with a Mater home run, and that's where we sit, 2-0. This one misses in the dirt, and it's a full count walk. Runner on first with no outs now for Webb. Shortstop 0 for 3 today.
Cutter Gage Webb.
Stayed in Texas to play a lot of his baseball. Originally from San Marcos, Texas. Went to Texas State, now plays at Rice. He's going to take the first pitch upstairs for a ball. Travels out here, out west to play some summer ball, following Mason Ashlock, his Rice teammate who played here last summer. This one is hit off the hands, and it's going to leak into center field. Going first to third is Chavez with great speed. Big turn at first from Gage Webb, and it puts him on the corners with nobody out. A team that batted a .303 on the road trip and looking to continue their offensive prowess.
Number 2, Brendan Comerford at the plate.
The first time since the first inning that we've seen the 1, 2, 3 batters start off an inning. Already both first and second on base.
Comerford, good RBI chance. Blues try to extend as he takes strike one. We talked in the pregame show and then a few innings ago about how good the top of the order has been this year. Specifically the 4 who are leading it off today with Chavez, Webb, Comerford, and Mader. Chavez drew a walk, his 7th of the summer. His on-base percentage coming in today was .477, as this one is hit the other way and leaks over the glove of Keys. One run is going to score. Webb goes all the way to third. An RBI single for Brendan Comerford.
$3 Banquet, $3 Coors Light, $4 Field Recordings wine.
Gives the Blues a much-needed insurance run, and they might not be done yet. Runners on the corners again with still nobody out.
That ball going right past that first baseman, Trent Keys. And Comerford's able to replace the runners exactly where we'd seen them. Webb now stands on third as Chavez goes in for the third run of the game and third for the Blues. And Comerford replaces Webb on first, so runners still on the corners.
Brings up Miles Mader, a reminder of what he did in the 6th. He hit a ball 104 miles an hour, almost 400 feet into the bus depot out there and left to give the Blues a 2-0 lead at the time. Hitting his team-leading 2nd home run of the summer. Outside of the homer, he popped out in foul territory and struck out as he takes the first pitch down and away. He's a guy that, especially showing off the power with the home run in the 6th, you want to nibble, find edges around the zone, but you don't want to fall behind in the count and leave something out over the plate, especially with nobody out. Runner goes. This one swung and fouled off, and Comerford might have had that bag stolen if Mader took it. But he'll have to walk back to first.
Yeah, great jump by Comerford over there. He's always really aggressive on the base paths, and he was ready to take that base.
Already stole a bag today, back in the 1st after he was hit by a pitch. See if he goes again.
He's dancing over there.
Mader takes it outside. It's 2-1. Twilight sky engulfs the field. A little bit chillier here at the ballpark. Runner goes again, pitches outside, no throw. Comerford's going to have it stolen. His 2nd of the day, double digits now for Comerford. 10 on the season, and it puts 2 in scoring position when nobody out. Very favorable count for Mater. We'll see if this pitch is competitive or if they're just going to try to nibble outside as all 4 infielders come in. Pitch is swung on and hit to the shortstop Ayala, who's going to boot it, and the run is going to score as he throws out Mater at first.
4-0, and we have $3 Coors Light, Coors Banquet.
Moving the third is Comerford on the productive out for Mater as he drives in his 2nd run of the day.
And it's Kosei Suzuki at the plate.
Blues now up 4.
Score doubled here in the 8th.
And Comerford on 3rd is a big run because it puts you out of slam range. First pitch, swung on and missed by Kosei Suzuki, who broke up the no-hitter in the 4th when he recorded a 2-out single. Oh, 1 is a called strike at the knees. Suzuki doesn't agree. Nonetheless, he falls behind. Blues trying to win their 10th in a row. Trying to add on some insurance. They've already doubled their score here. High chopper, it's going to score Comerford as the throw to first is in time. Back-to-back RBI groundouts give the Blues a 5-0 lead.
$3 Coors Banquet, $4 field recording sign, make it a 5-cent ball game.
Moran's up now with 2 outs and nobody on.
Moran already with 2 strikeouts and a pop out on the day, looking to keep this inning going.
Gotta think that Chance Jasso's gonna get the ball on the top of the 9th to try to get this, close this game as Moran lays down a bunt. That's gonna squeak foul. Moran trying to turn around his summer. It's still early. Including today, he's gotten a start in the last 7 games. Played in all but 1 game since joining the team. This one misses in the dirt. And rightfully so. Great season this year with USD and a great year the year before in the Mountain West with SDSU. Trainer giving him the respect he deserves to play every day. 1-1 is hit off the hands and popped up. Vassell is going to make the grab. Oh, and they're going to award Moran first base on a catcher's interference.
That's how this one has gone for Sonoma. You thought they were out of getting instead. The bat of Moran flipped the glove of Hunter Carlson. Maybe that's the slump buster he needed. He's aboard.
Puts a runner on, and Zach Pace is going to come out to the mound and presumably take the ball from Gage McCown. He will do just that, and there will be a new pitcher to try to get out of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. Blues looking to win their 10th in a row here on the Slow Blues streaming network. The new pitcher for the Sonoma Stompers is Vince Van Holy from the Netherlands, another international player from Hooglanderveen, and currently playing at Contra Costa College, the community college level. Coming out of the bullpen here for Zach Pace and the Stompers, the team, the Stompers that is, down by 5 runs. McCown just allowed a base runner, not really his fault though, a catcher's interference that put Moran on base. Runner goes for second, the pitch is high, the throw is high, and the tag is not in time.
Got another fast speed seat cushion. This one going out to number 2226.
Well, Moran reaches on a catcher's interference and now steals second as catcher Carlson couldn't throw him out in time. This year, Vince Van Holy has appeared in 2 games. He made a start, 3 innings pitched, and a 21 ERA in that small sample size. Outside, it's 2-0 to Ashlock, who's recorded a pair of hits today.
So far in the inning, the Blues have scored 2 more runs. Coming from the top of the order, Chavez and Webb. Sorry, make that 3 after Comerford also came in on a sac ground out.
This summer, Seagulls always have to go back to that because it always happens.
It's 2-0, little mound visit from Carlson. This one misses upstairs. It's now 3-0.
Clap your hands.
Blues have already done damage here in the 8th inning. Have a chance to do some more. Dangerous hitter at the plate. Good runner at second. Ashlock's going to draw a 4-pitch walk to welcome Van Holy. Last year, Van Holy at Contra Costa made 11 appearances. 8 of those appearances starts. An 0-7 record with a 9 ERA. Contra Costa, a team that only won 5 games this year. There's 2 on with 2 out here in the 8th. Blues have already busted this one open here in the 8th and can do some more. Alves up, 0 for 3, scored a run on a fielder's choice in the 5th.
A fielder's choice that got out. Ashlock going for second.
This one's hit off the end of the bat and looped into center field. It's going to drop. A hit for Alves as Moran is going to score. The throw goes to third, and it's in time. But the run does score on an RBI single. The inning is over as Ashlock gets thrown out, and the Blues tack on 4 in the 8th to extend their lead. The Stompers need 6 to tie, 7 to take the lead, as the Blues look for 10 in a row on the Slow Blues streaming network. Mikey Rodriguez is going to stay out and pitch the 9th inning with his team now up by 6 runs. Mendez in line for the win if the Blues can hold here. McCown responsible for all 4 runs that came in, 3 of them earned. There's Rodriguez's first offering. It misses inside to Hunter Carlson. He leads off with Wesley Bass and Misael Uriparo as the 3 due up. Swung on and missed by Carlson, who has 2 strikeouts and a flyout today. In the dirt.
The Blues looking to increase their winning streak. The fans have trinketed out quite a bit. Those who are here might just see it happen.
2-1. And this one is crushed, but so far foul.
Not sure the kids will even be able to find that one.
Especially in the dark. The count even, you can hear a bunch of young voices yelling for hot sauce. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 16 for this Blues pitching staff. A phenomenal day. Looking to shut out the Stompers for the 2nd time in a row. Remember this team on Wednesday, the 2nd of June, won 10-0 against this same Stompers team. There's a pinch hitter.
It's a pinch hitter for Bass. Number 12. Ben
Sebastiani is going to pinch hit from Wesley Bass. So he takes the first pitch for a strike.
Bass with 3 strikeouts on the day. Sebastiani hoping to break up that number 4 spot. Count will be 0-2 to Sebastiani. 1 out. The Blues needing just 2 more to end the game.
Sebastiani behind 0-2 to Mikey Rodriguez. Oh, upstairs, look out.
Right above the head of Sebastiani there. Mater able to glove it.
This one misses inside as well. He shuffles out of the way. Sebastiani in the portal after 2 years with the College of Marin. Sebastiani was a 2025 All-Division South team player in the CCL last year, as he's going to strike out looking.
17th bottle of hot sauce we've given away tonight, number 2455.
Mater just knew that one was the 3rd strike. Threw that ball down to first base before the umpire even made the call.
Here is a pinch hitter for
another pinch hitter.
25, Andrew Bonfigli.
Andrew Bonfigli is going to pinch hit. Zach Pace giving a few guys some opportunities in a 6-run game. Bonfili, excuse me, gets hit in the helmet on the first pitch he sees. Appears to be fine as he trots down to first base. And another pinch hitter, Anthony Shepler.
For Keys is number 7, Anthony Shepler. Shepler coming in for Keys.
This will be the second hit by pitch served to the Stompers so far in the game. The first going to Trent Keys, who now up to the plate.
Shepler, 2 years of Division I ball at 2 different colleges as he fouls it off. A rising junior from Novato, California. It's about 20 minutes from my hometown of Petaluma. See a good amount of that. Fun fact for those still tuned in with us, I worked for the Stompers for a couple of years. 0-1. Blues need 1 out to win their 10th in a row. To misses downstairs. Shepler was committed to UCSB before he flipped to Ohio State. And then after that, went to San Jose State this last season. 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Spent last summer in Sonoma as well, where he recorded 12 hits in 67 at-bats. 2-1. Runner on first is Bonfili. He was hit by a pitch. Swung on and fouled off, and the Stompers are down to their final strike.
17 strikeouts on the day. Even if he manages to get this last one, it'll still fall 1 short of the season high here at Sinsheimer.
19 set last week. And a win over the Legends. Blues 1 strike away from winning 10 in a row. 2 looks at first, now comes to the plate. He strikes out looking to end the game. 10 in a row, double digits, count them up for the Blues. They strike out 18 and sit pretty atop the CCL North after winning 10 straight, dating back 2 weeks exactly.
Thanks for coming out and have a safe drive home.
Addy, I mean, just what a game from this pitching staff. Our dog of the day is easily going to go to the starter, Connor Mendez, who threw 5 perfect innings and struck out 11 batters. But overall, just an incredible day from the pitching staff, capped off by Mikey Rodriguez striking out the side in the 9th.
I gotta say, very sad that Mendez has a pitch cap, because it would have been very exciting to see him keep going, but it didn't really matter. Padilla and Rodriguez able to keep that lead, not letting up any runs at all throughout this entire game. It's what we expect at this point from the Blues pitching staff, from their bullpen. Whoever they put up there on the mound, we kind of expect greatness at this point. The pitching staff has just been lights out, and Mendez with his debut today, we can most likely expect a lot more greatness from him. Not the only, astonishing thing that we got to see today. Another home run here at Sinsheimer from Mater, just the 3rd one we've seen at home, in the 2nd coming from a Blues batter. But great hitting all around. It was a little bit later in the game. We see the first run being scored in the 5th, the first hit being recorded in the 4th from Kosei Suzuki. So took a little bit for the game to get off. We saw the Stompers also trade out their starter in the 4th, which is, where we saw the first hit and the first run scored in the 5th. So not surprising that both teams were able to start to make a little bit more movement when a new pitcher came in. But overall, very competitive game here tonight.
Yeah, the Stompers just couldn't get the bats going. They recorded just 1 hit, and it came in the top of the 6th inning with 1 out. They left the bases loaded. By far their best chance to score came in that 6th inning when they had 2 on with 1 out, and then the bases loaded with 1 out just after that. They're unable to score. It's a dominant win for the Blues to get their 10th in a row. The Blues in their last 2 games against the Stompers team have outscored them 16-0. So very, very good play from the Blues over the Stompers. These 2 teams have split all of their games. or all of their series over the last 3 series, but the Blues will look for the 2-game sweep tomorrow with a 6 o'clock start. The final line score for the Blues, 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors with 5 left on base. For the Stompers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 5 left. That's going to do it from us here tonight. Like I said, 6 o'clock first pitch tomorrow. Make sure you tune in at 5:50 for the Ancient Owl pregame show. It's been a pleasure tonight. I am so glad to be back after a long hiatus. But we'll see you tomorrow night. Ryan Giacomini, Addy Daudet. Have a great rest of your night.